crafty friend, it's me, Justine Dvorak, over here on the Crafty Meraki channel once again. Today I'm going to show you how to use Copic markers with your Better Press plates or your Press-tacular plates. Did you know you can use basically any ink with Press-tacular plates? Yes, you can. And I'm going to use a Copic friendly ink. This one is Memento. It's the Tuxedo Black. So any black Copic friendly ink that you might have would do. This Press-tacular plate has all of the florals and all of the sentiments already on one big plate, so it is fast and easy to press out a ton of images really fast. So I'm going to get that all inked up and then run it through my Platinum 8.5 inch, and then it will be all pressed out. I have lots of videos over on my channel, Stationery by Justine, if you're interested in lots of Better Press content, so be sure to check that out. Look at that, perfectly pressed. Now, I'm using Copic friendly paper, so does it have the deep impression that a Better Press paper would have? No, but the point of this project is to use Copic markers and stencils together. So I don't really care about a deep impression this time. Now, if you're someone who just likes stamps and not better pressing, that's totally fine. Crafty Meraki does also have this whole set here in a stamp. So if you're more of a stamper, check that out as well. I'm going to just press this out one more time since my Press-tacular plates right now have ink on them, and so they're, quote, dirty, but why not stamp out another one? Because the flowers are super pretty and the sentiments are very versatile, so I know I'm going to use them. And yes, my little panel is a little bit smaller, but it's fine. And I do have it down a little bit on my press plate because I want it to show the bottom part too, just to have a couple extra florals to work with to make some other fun cards. I have made a lot of cards with this set, so if you haven't checked out the other videos that I have on the Crafty Meraki channel, you can check those out. I know I didn't get the tops of the other flowers, but it's fine. I got 4 beautiful sentiments and 4 beautiful flowers as well. All right, let's get to the coloring. I'm going to color my stems with some greens that are kind of my go-to greens for florals. YG 67 is my darkest number, and I'm going to put that all over the spots where it would be like the darker shadow spots or where it would be just a little more deeper of the colors. Anytime that I'm Copic coloring, I find it to be so relaxing, and the more you practice, the better you get, as with anything card making or crafty related. My next color is YG17. This is my mid-tone. There's not a ton of areas on these stems to really blend too much, so because it's a stem, it's not the plate's fault, it's skinny, you know. So as long as I get color down, it's not a big deal. And I feel like I can get a really nice blend of the 3 tones pretty fast without a whole bunch of fuss. And from my skill level, which is kind of low when it comes to stencils, I feel like I'm going to get a better look with my Copic markers on the stem. And then I'm going to use the stencils on the floral petals. And that's going to be really fun to show and see. I love stencils though because you can reuse them. I'm just probably not an expert at this point. But like I just mentioned before with Copic coloring, the more you practice, the better you get. So that is all from my stems. Let's get to stenciling. I like to use my Altenew stamp wheel because it has the grippy mat, but you could just use a grippy mat. And then I'm going to use 3 of the stencils from this Whimsical Magnolia set. I'm not going to use the one that has the stems because those are in fact colored. Now typically when I use stencils, I have my grippy mat because it holds my stencil, but my paper is really big, so I'll just grab a little bit of tape and tape it down. The reason why I'm not die cutting them out first is I think it would be a pain in the neck to die cut all these flowers out and then line them up for the stencil. And so Crafty Meraki kind of makes it easy because all of the flowers are lined up, and then they all line up with the stencil. Same with the stamp set, they all line up, and then they all line up with the die. So you have to just cut it once instead of cutting 6 different flowers and 5 different sentiments separately. So I find that that is a really neat method for creating their products. Next, I'm going to have some fun with some inks. I'm using Simon Hurley inks, and those are super fun to use because their colors are so fun. I love the names of their colors. Like this one is called Piggyback. It's my lightest pink that I have, and I will just gently add that soft pink onto the flowers. Now this is my lightest tone, but I am still trying to leave a little bit of some white space. And you see on that bottom flower, I did put some green on that little bud, but I am going to use the stencil right over that. So it's going to have the look as if the little bud is kind of still blooming. I just love how fast it is to color in so much of these flowers with the stencil. It's so fast. Look at that. Even that by itself is just so pretty. But we're going to add some more dimension and some more colors. So my second stencil is showing a lot of the under parts of the leaf, or the petals, I guess. So I'm going to use just a little bit of a darker color. I'm going to use Prom Queen. It's a hot pink. And we're going to just smush that all over. Part of the stencil is covering up where I just inked with the light color so it won't lose all of that, the softness. Really get it into all those little nooks and crannies. This is my smaller pink brush, so it's a little easier to get into all of the nooks and crannies. Let me know in the comments below if you have brushes like this, or do you use the little round wooden handle ones? I'm very curious. I have kind of a mix of both, but I like my brushes with the handles better. Looking good. Put my third stencil down for my flowers. And this is really going to be the last time that I can get the petals to look the most, with the most dimension, I guess. So I'm using my darkest pinky purple, which is called Triple Berry. I think I need to re-ink this one because I definitely had to press hard, but the stencil is doing its job and helping me get the ink just where I want. This set was so fun to watercolor as well. If you like to watercolor, definitely check out the other videos I posted on the Crafty Meraki channel showing the watercolors. I just enjoy watercoloring so much, but stenciling is super fun as well. All right, now those 3 colors look super cute on the left, but how pretty are they on the flowers? So pretty. I'm gonna just add a little bit of blending. I don't want it to be such a striking difference between the lightest color to the darkest color. So I'm going to go back in with my lightest color and just kind of deepen that light color as much as I can. Some of the darker color might kind of blend a little bit, but I don't think it's moving too much. So I'm not losing the dimension, I'm just deepening the color. And so then I will show you a finished project with my pretty flowers right here on the screen. So let me know what you think about these stencils and this set. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Stationery by Justine, and the Crafty Meraki channel. Bye-bye.